It seemed like it was only a matter of time before Donald Trump would reach the tipping point and defy a lawful order from a court against his power grab as president. It appears like we have reached that point just over 50 days since he took the oath of office to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. As the team over at the Bulwark put it today, we're well past alarm bells. The Trump administration is mocking court orders, laying the groundwork for political retribution, and declaring open war on the rule of law. Barbara McQuade is back with me, and joining us is George Conway, conservative attorney and president of the Society for the Rule of Law. George, we are here at that moment. It's a tipping point because the administration is basically lying about what it can do and what it did in terms of not turning the plane around, which they knew they were ordered to do. How do you read this moment as we sit here tonight and the administration today in the hearing basically said, well, you can't stop us?
Well, I've been Mr. Doom and Gloom on this for a while, and I've been saying that at some point they will openly defy a court order, and they are just about there. I'm not going to say they're quite there yet. I mean, they've gone through there are different methods of noncompliance.
Right.
There's just oh, sorry, it's dog ate my homework kind of noncompliance that they've been using so far. Oh, well, we couldn't tell everybody in time. Oh, if that's what you mean by that comma, why? That's why you put that comma there. All sorts of things. Oh, we haven't gotten around to it. They've been doing all those sorts of things up until now, and now they're kind of pushing the edge. You got Tom Homan, as we saw, talking about that. You've got the timing, which is absolutely damning. I mean, these flights were being tracked, I think, on Flight Radar 24 or whatever that website is. We know when they took off and when they landed. And they're already saying that another flight took off after the judge's written order was put into place. And certainly they had at least an hour to turn around the plane after the oral order was given. So the question is, who said what to whom? And did somebody just say, F them?
Right.
And somebody at the White House, maybe rhymes with Neve Iller, I don't know, may have said, or, Neve Nuller, I don't know. Some guy, maybe has a lot of hair or not.
Or not.
And he probably might have said, F them. Yeah. And then, the lawyers are left to clean it up the next day. We don't exactly know, but we've got an administration that has been pushing the boundaries. They've been telling judges, they've been telling the world. And I went to this hearing last week before Judge Howell involving the law firm that they're attacking. And they're basically saying, hey, if the president says that something's a matter of national security, you can't challenge it.
Right.
And that's where they're going here.
Right.
And at a certain point, the logical extension is to say, you can't tell us anything.
Right.
And they're just this close.
So, Barbara, speaking of the person who may or may not have any hair, you have the White House Deputy Chief of Staff, Stephen Miller, tweeting last week about judges who challenged Trump actions, noting under the precedents now being established by radical rogue judges, a district court in Hawaii could enjoin troop movements in Iraq. Judges have no authority to administer the executive branch or to nullify the results of a national election. We either have democracy or not. Well, the projection part of that last sentence to me is just absolutely hysterical, Mr. Miller, from the level of BS you just leveled up before that. But could you, counselor, set the record straight of what a judge can do relative to executive power?
Yeah, this idea that judges are somehow unelected bureaucrats who don't have any role to play in our government is utter nonsense. Our government, of course, as anybody learns in third grade civics class, is that we have three separate and co-equal branches of government. And so if there is an allegation that a president has abused his power, if the executive branch has overreached, that's where the courts come into play and tell the courts to stand down. I think a really interesting comparison to what we're seeing right now is the Bush administration during the war on terror. So the George W. Bush absolutely was very aggressive in pushing some of the authorities with Guantanamo and military tribunals and other kinds of things. But the courts intervened from time to time. The court struck down military tribunals, and they obeyed that order, and they responded, and they pushed for legislation to create something new called military commissions. That's how the system's supposed to work. Congress, the president, and the judges all have a role to play. So this idea that somehow the judges can't tell the executive branch what to do is absolute nonsense in our constitutional system of government.
But, George, is the basis from which they are doing everything, because the fundamental belief is the executive branch is unitary, it is almighty, it is the primary authority. You couple that with the images that we saw from the plane, and the fact that, you know, as the Fox host come, oh, isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? It's the theater of this as well that sort of augments the underlying effort to grab the power.
It's
correct?
a big show. And, you know,
I mean, as we got images here, I mean, the whole drama of this, the music that they had playing, you know, as the score for these arrests.
Yeah, and that's what this is all about. I mean, the whole point is we don't know who these people are. They could be. Some of them could be U.S. citizens. Some of them could have been innocently. They were innocent, could be innocent, and they were just rounded up with part of this group. But to go back to your point about the executive branch, you know, even a unitary executive, as conservatives have posited, the executive branch's role, the president's role, is set out specifically in Article 2, Section 1 of the Constitution. It says the president shall faithfully execute the laws and the Constitution of the United States in substance. Okay? And it's the judiciary, as Barbara points out, that's in charge with ultimately, having last word on what the law is, which is why in extreme circumstances, when the president goes off the rails and violates the law, whether or not he meant it in good faith or not, like the Bush administration, they were pushing it a little bit, but they complied. It's like the judges can tell you violated the law, and normal administrations obey that.
Right.
And the difference here is you've got an administration that is hell-bent on violating laws.